Hello, I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer with RealTime Fantasy Sports. Welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. It is time for 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for week 3 of the fantasy season. Unfortunately, these first couple weeks on the waiver wire, the running back position has just been brutal. There is not much out there. If you're looking for a running back, good luck in trying to figure that out. I still don't have a lot of great options for this week, quite frankly. Might have some speculative pickups that guys could, move into a role going forward. But as for the immediate future, there's just not much out there. So good luck if you're looking for a running back. But there's some quality options at some other positions. We've had some quarterbacks go down this past weekend, so you're going to need to be looking at some QBs most likely. If you have Joe Burrow, even Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, these are all guys that are banged up, might not play this week. So my first option is a QB, and it's Jake Browning of the Bengals. So he takes over for Joe Burrow, who's going to be out at least the next 3 months of action. I think Browning has some potential in this pass first offense. He scored 23.15 fantasy points in relief of Burrow last week. Sure, he's going to make some mistakes. He has some risk, but he's also going to make some big plays. He has great receivers to work with. He'll take some chances. He has a high ceiling in this offense, so I think he's going to be worth some spot starts. Definitely worth adding in 2 QB formats in deeper leagues. All right, my next 3 options are all receivers, and they're all guys that I think could be some quality, at least streaming plays going forward. Even the first guy, who I'm quite frankly is really surprised he's available in this many leagues still, and that's Wandale Robinson of the Giants. He's owned on just 42.1% of leagues on our site. He's been really involved in this Giants passing game, though. He's been targeted 18 times and has 14 receptions his first 2 games. He had a huge game this past week, 8 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown. I think it's clear he's going to be a big part of this offense going forward. They're having trouble running the ball, so I think Robinson's going to rack up the weekly targets. He has a good floor because he's going to get a lot of receptions on a weekly basis. My next waiver wire addition is another receiver. It's Elic Ayomanor of the Tennessee Titans, owned on 19.4% of leagues on our site. Ayomanor got more targets week 1, 7, but he had better numbers on fewer looks this past week, caught 4 passes for 56 yards and a touchdown. He's the clear starter opposite Calvin Ridley, and I think, quite frankly, he might have a better rapport with rookie quarterback Cam Ward right now. So I think Ayomanor has a good chance to keep producing for fantasy teams. It's not just a fluke play that he's done well these first 2 weeks. I think he can keep it going, so I like him as a pickup for fantasy teams in need of some receiver help. Another receiver for you is my next pickup, and it's Broncos receiver Troy Franklin, 14.7% owned on our site. He had a decent week 1, 4 catches on 6 targets, but he really built on that last week. He was the top receiver in this offense, outproducing Cortland Sutton, Evan Ingram. He had 8 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown. He also ran once for 11 yards, so I gave him 100 total yards in the game. Franklin's taken a step forward this year. This is a fairly pass-heavy scheme in Denver right now. They're having trouble running the ball a little bit. So I think Franklin has some good potential the rest of the season. All right, my last pickup, I'll give you a tight end, and it's Ja'Tavion Sanders of the Carolina Panthers. He was kind of one of my guys before the season started. Didn't do much in the opener, but he looked really good last week. Caught 7 passes for 54 yards on 9 targets. Someone needs to catch passes in this offense besides Ted McMillan, and I think Sanders could be the second most targeted pass catcher for the Carolina Panthers the rest of the season. He's a talented player, big target. He got great reviews in camp and preseason action, so I'm thinking he could build on this game last week, keep it going, and could be good for fantasy teams as a spot starter at tight end. All right, those are 5 of my favorite waiver wire pickups for week 3 of the fantasy football season. Good luck in navigating those waiver wires this week. Hope you get all the players you're looking for. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports.